Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Today, I wanted to discuss the ending of Netflix's Stay Close. I intend to review the rest of the episodes. However, I was completely shocked by the twist at the end, and I wanted to explain the ending. So, spoiler alert, if you have not finished the series, if you have not finished Stay Close, if you have not finished watching episode 8, this is going to contain the spoilers. This is going to reveal who did what and who did what to whom. Final warning. Final warning, okay? So, the twist, because I was convinced through the several episodes that Ray was the killer. And I was even convinced when he, did a fake confession that he was a killer. However, that was not the case. He was convinced that Miss Cassie was the killer of Stewart because Ray took it upon himself to then move a dead body, move Stewart, and chop up his body into pieces and put some rocks and put them into trash bags to weigh it down and then throw it into the lake because he thought he was protecting Cassie, who was never the killer. And so then we find out in another twist of events, once Ken and Barbie is killed by Lorraine, who is, the head honcho at Vipers, the strip club, we then find out that Lorraine is behind these annual killers starting back with Stewart 17 years ago. And so it was interesting because they made it a point to show Lorraine after she got arrested and she was confessing everything, they made it a point for her to admit that she killed Carlton Flynn as well. But something didn't sound right when she confessed to that. Similarly to how Ray didn't sound right when he confessed to killing Stewart. Because if you know that you killed Carlton Flynn, why don't you know where the body is? And why did you lie and say that the body was with the other bodies when all of those bodies that they found under the hatch were completely decayed after, several years, whereas Carlton's body would not look like that if he's only been missing like a week or maybe 2 weeks. That we're thinking of the time frame of everything that took place in this series. So once we then get to the wedding of Megan and Dave, or Megan slash Cassie and Dave, I found it hypocritical of Dave to be so pissed off at Cassie. And I get it. It's 17 years that she kept several secrets or what have you when they were staying at the alternate house until the case basically was closed. However, he still didn't reveal his transgression to Cassie until their wedding day. And I just thought, okay, like, what the heck? Like, you're really coming for her about secrets and everything else, and then you're going to drop, this little bomb after you guys are legally husband and wife now? Like, seriously, dude? So essentially, Dave pulls Megan slash Cassie aside after their nuptials, and he tells Cassie slash Megan that, him and their daughter Kaylee have a pact that anytime she's in trouble, anytime she calls him for something, he just helps her out, no questions asked. So Kaylee had called for help the night of Carlton Flynn's disappearance. And, essentially, that was when, Dave swooped in to go get the girls and go, help them out, take them home or whatever. However, they never explained what actually happened to Carlton Flynn. And so all we saw was, I believe it was at the end of the earlier episodes. I want to see either episode 1 or episode 2, where we saw Dave push Carlton's car into the lake. And we thought, oh, maybe Dave killed him or whatever. But we didn't know where Carlton was because nobody still discussed where Carlton's body was. So then, after, Dave reveals that and he's like, okay, no more secrets, and goes back to celebrating their wedding, then Megan slash Cassie has her own flashback of Kaylee telling her exactly what actually happened that night. And essentially, her putting the pieces together that, after, her and her friend B were getting chased by Carlton, that it got to a point where he eventually caught up with them and he wanted to attack her for spiking his drink, even though he was really the one who spiked the drinks. It would just so happen that B had switched the drinks so that he would end up drinking whatever drug he was trying to spike the girls with. And so Kaylee like kind of backhanded him, and like punched him or whatever, and then he fell over, so she was able to then just have him thrown in the trunk because she was popping the trunk, I think, to put like her mask and put some other stuff in there. And essentially she just put him in the trunk and closed it. And in the background we saw Lorraine. So we saw Lorraine in her murder gear and her murder hoodie watching all of this unfold. And then we see, B driving Carlton's car with Kaylee in the passenger seat. However, it runs out of gas. And so she tells Megan slash Cassie she doesn't know what happened to the car because when she called her father to come pick them up, she was under the impression that she didn't know what happened to the car. Because she said the next day she went to go check to see if the car was still there and the car was gone. And then we see that obviously when Dave pushed the car into the lake, Carlton was still alive because he had woken up from the drug that he tried to spike the girls with. Except for since he was locked into the trunk and Dave pushed him into the lake unknowingly that a body was still in there, or that a body was in there, period, and that a body technically that was still alive was still in there. He had no idea that he basically pushed Carlton Flynn into his ultimate resting place, which obviously he would have died, being, submerged in the trunk and then submerged once again in the water and everything else, unable to get out, unable to breathe, and died that way. That is crazy. That is absolutely insane. But that essentially is the ending. I think Lorraine confessed to killing Carlton Flynn, because I think she knew that Cassie's daughter, by her putting him into the trunk, that it was probably going to lead to something along the lines of him ending up dead. And she figured, since she's dying anyways of cancer that's terminal, that she might as well confess to it so that it never basically comes out. So that was my thought process, from Lorraine's perspective, that since she saw, Kaylee push him into the trunk and saw them drive away, and, knew Carlton Flynn still was missing after all this time, she probably presumed, they knew something about his death, or at least where he last was before he died. Therefore, she wanted to just protect Cassie and everything else, just like, Harry and others were protecting each other and everybody that worked at Vipers all those years. So that was my kind of takeaway from that. So that is all that I have. Let me know what you guys think of the ending. Do you like the ending? Do you think the ending was too much? Do you think the twist at the end was completely out of left field? Were you shocked by the ending? What are your thoughts of the ending of Stay Close? Please let me know in the comments. And I will talk to you guys again very soon. If it's your first time viewing my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much. Please view my other videos, some of my other playlists on different reviews and different things I talk about. If you've been back multiple times, thank you for the continued support. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you. I'm thankful for you. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the instant I post new content. And I will talk to you guys again very soon.